The one that I don't have, scientific evidence for, although some evidence is there, is the dreamscape. Why does it help the mind visualize, have imagery that represents your future and things working out? Why does that help the mind? And I thought I was very excited when I started studying mirror neurons because it explains how you learn by observing. And when I was a teenager, we used to watch American Bandstand. And we would watch this sort of a way of sashaying and moving your hips. And it was kind of cool. There was a way to do it in a way that wasn't cool. And when I got done watching it, I could go dance and do it pretty well. I'd have to practice a little bit, but basically watching taught me how to do it. Children who grow up in a fisher family where the father goes out in a special boat and spears fish for a living, that child who goes with his father is learning how to spear the fish without actually doing it. But his watching, the mirror neurons rehearse, the brain rehearses. So I thought, this is why it works. I know the exercise works. I just didn't know why. But, then the science on the mirror neurons got kind of murky, and there are disputes about how valid all of that is. So I have to just say more needs to be discovered scientifically. The part that I know is that creating positive imagery in the mind is very good for the mind. It nurtures the mind. It gives the mind a sense of hope and direction. Like, this is possible. If you can picture it, you can aim at it. Even if you're not doing it consciously, you put those images up there and they're there. Your mind has a focal point to kind of aim at. And the example that I use a lot is, think about the Eiffel Tower. And it started out as an idea in some guy's mind, a very unlikely idea. In Paris, you're going to put up a bunch of sticks made out of steel in this elegant city. It just didn't make sense that this idea of an Eiffel Tower, which served no purpose, was going to get put in Paris and be an eyesore in the middle of all these buildings. It was so unlikely, but it started out as an idea in his mind. And it must have been a really, really important idea because it managed to go from being an idea in one person's mind to actually now existing in Paris. Think of the power of that idea leading to behavior. It wouldn't have been built without behaviors. So think of the power of that idea and how it helped the mind fall into, dented his brain, that his behaviors fell into that pattern of getting that thing built. So we need to create Eiffel Towers in our own life that are future wonderful things, and put the image up there as often as can. I recommend 3 times a day to visualize real quick, a few seconds at a time, the dream house that represents, the positive future, or even just thinking about positive, pretending that you've already achieved a goal and pretending how good that feels. But that positive imagery is very helpful to the brain. It's nurturing for the brain.